AITA for expecting my GF to cancel her plans for me? My GF is super into hiking and we planned a trip to Cali that involved a hike in the Grand Canyon. She always wanted to do. We did a hike the day before that was too intense for me and I'm not as fit as her. I finished but I couldn't go the other hike, aka the dream hike of hers. It was also not meant to be done in one day and the rangers said it was hard to do in one day and not advised. She said she was confident she could do it, saying she had hiked harder and she is very fit, but I just felt like she was discounting what the rangers said. I said I wasn't going and she said she would go alone and I asked her to wait till tomorrow for me to recover. She said the weather report had a 30% chance of rain for tomorrow and that she wasn't going to give up on a bucket list hike, and if I still wanted to do it tomorrow she would do it again with me. I got mad because I felt like she was okay with abandoning me with nothing to do at her campsite, and I didn't want to talk to her that evening, but she didn't seem to care and prepped for her hike. She finished it the next day and I feel like she didn't care that I was too tired to hike and chose to go without me. To me the people are more important than the activities, but to her she definitely wanted to finish the hike at all costs. YTA for the way you worded everything. You didn't seem bothered about the danger of her going alone, but are butthurt that she didn't cancel so you wouldn't be by yourself. Also, it sounds like you're just upset that she didn't give in when you were immature and refused to talk to her. YTA. It's a bucket list hike for her and you should have prepped for it and made sure you were as fit as her before going on that trip. You don't get to tell her how important her hiking should be to her. YTA. Why did you expect her to give up the hike of her dreams for you? Seemed like you didn't care for the hike anyway, so she went and did it, and you could have done something else together the next day. You both coulda enjoyed a solo activity for a day. YTA. You didn't adequately train for this when you knew it was deeply important for your partner. Then when you, unsurprisingly, are dealing with the consequences of your lack of training, you want her to forego the bucket list item to sit WTF. You're incredibly selfish and in awe. Can't help but wonder where else you're holding her back. Frankly. YTA 100%. You knew this was a bucket list item for her. You must be awfully proud of yourself to think that a benign thing like going on a hike alone because you aren't up to it is a betrayal. You went on a trip to go on this specific hike, and only the day before realized you're not fit enough to go on said hike? And you really expected her to just abandon her dream now that it was right there in front of her? YTA. YTA because it seems like you cared more about being left alone than being concerned about her safety if she hikes alone. Although I think she should have listened to the rangers. You shouldn't dismiss her dream because you were unable to keep pace with her. As a supportive boyfriend, you should be able to understand her desire and be understanding. YTA. She needed to do that hike when she needed to do it. You may never understand how it fed her soul to be there in the moment. It wasn't a reflection on you or your relationship with her until you made it about you. It's not a reflection on your fitness. Knowing what you can or can't achieve is important. But somehow you're mad at her for being more prepared. It is a reflection on your relationship that you wanted her to give up something important to her. The rangers gave advice based on the typical visitor. You're using that to paint her in a bad light even though she successfully completed the hike. Where's your pride in her achievement? Why are you sulking that this strong, proud woman is yours? She loves you and that means she loves your dreams too. Love her. Love her strength. Love her dreams because these are what make her, her. YTA. So, you weren't concerned about her going on a difficult hike by herself? You were completely worried that she would leave you to rest and relax and recuperate on your own. Which is abandonment. Apparently. You say that people are more important than activities. But you don't seem to care one jot for your girlfriend's desire to go for a hike that she's always wanted to do. You mostly seem to care about being bored if left on your own. Abandoning me with nothing to do at her campsite, and I didn't want to talk to her that evening. YTA. Op. You can't entertain yourself for a day? You use the silent treatment and get upset when it doesn't garner the results you'd hoped for? Your GF has been wanting to do this forever. And she did it. If you couldn't join her, your task was to support her, not pout and flail. YTA, you were too tired and the world doesn't revolve around you. YTA. This was her reason for being at the Grand Canyon. Next time, if there is one, I'm betting you won't be invited. So to recap, you guys planned a vacation around an activity she loves to do and you were all in for that vacation. But didn't train for it at all. On said vacation, you got to the night before the Keystone activity and you wimped out and tried to use the excuse that the rangers said it wasn't meant to be done in one day. Then, instead of being apologetic about the fact that you were abandoning her to hike it alone, you sulked all night. Your GF went anyway. Finished the hike that wasn't meant to be done in a day, easily. And so you decided to further sulk by going online and writing this post. Sound accurate? YTA. YTA dude. It was a goal of hers and she finished it like she said she would. IDK why you'd want to take that away from her. YTA. I said I wasn't going and she said she would go alone. So she did. That you asked her to abandon her dream hike because of your limits was completely selfish. She finished it the next day and I feel like she didn't care that I was too tired to hike and chose to go without me. To me the people are more important than the activities, but to her she definitely wanted to finish the hike at all costs. When a man does this, we applaud his perseverance and initiative. When your girlfriend did it, rather than congratulate her, you choose to whine. This is so not a good look. YTA. Unless she gets to hike the Grand Canyon every day, you shouldn't ask her to give up her dream hike because you are too out of shape to complete it yourself. How selfish. Anyone else notice he said they were camping in California but the Grand Canyon is in Arizona? YTA. She went for a bucket list hike. You were not up for it. She was even willing to accommodate you by doing it the next day. But if it did rain there is chance of ice and impassable conditions. She risked not being able to accomplish something important to her because you had hurt feelings? I'm that not fit one in my relationship. Wanna know what happens when we go skiing in the winter? I ain't skiing. I'm reading one book per day, enjoying the view while he's out there having fun in the snow. Last month we were on a weekend trip. I fell on the first day and sprained my ankle pretty bad. We had to cancel all the activities we were planning to do together, but I encouraged him to do stuff on his own because being stuck at the Airbnb with me would not have been fun for either of us. Sometimes things happen on vacations and you have to change some plans. YTA. You sound envious of the fact she's in better shape than you. Like that's her fault. Why are you pouting that she wanted to and was able to finish a difficult trail? Some people make it a personal mission to complete a goal they have in mind. It does seem like you're being negative and clingy here. Good for her for doing something she wanted to do. She's not obligated to stay with you the whole time you're there. This sounds more like you being envious of her skill versus an upset over feeling abandoned. Why hold her back? YTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.